We on, and we in here. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How's everything?
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna say hi to the barflies?
Hi.
No, what's good? What's good?
Gosh.
You said we in here.
We in here. Welcome.
Y'all know it.
Welcome.
Let's go.
The Blurred Bar is open, and we usher in all you barflies to sit and sip with us. As we serve up cocktails and culture, we welcome you to hit that subscribe button to not miss a video, as well as tapping that like button to show some love. And without further ado, let us start to introduce.
We need the Palpatine button.
We do. Tis I, hailing from the land of sake, shinobi, and samurai, he who is Godzilla personified, no other name but this to go by. It's your boy, Jayhawk. Let's go.
Blurred
We get
bars.
in here.
Let's
Go.
go.
Always.
Bars. Now, next, I see we have somebody in glasses. They're pretty pointy glasses. If he could introduce himself.
Now
please.
listen up. Now listen here, okay? They call me the stalwart shield of South Philly. We in here, all right? It's your boy, the living codex, Professor Oak favorite godson. It's your boy, Ace Trainer Argent, also known as Sterling Spencer. Great to see you. I am just one of your three hosts, and if you see, we got a little something cooking for y'all, right? Now the next, oh, it's getting slippy on him.
Cooking.
But now we come to a true master. Talk to him, my guy. Talk to him.
Already know who it is.
You have a vague
It's
idea.
Big Dan, Rodan, coming at you live from the 215.
Okay.
Your comic book connoisseur, your sommelier of sci-fi and superheroes, here again to welcome you to another episode of the Blurred Bar, My Bar Flies.
That was intense, man. I like that.
And now,
No.
as you can possibly see if you are watching, if you are not watching and just listening, we have a special guest here with us.
We do.
And I am just going to let him do what he does because he's actually a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine. We were actually on his podcast. What was that? That was like 2 months ago?
Yeah, that was
August?
No, that was November,
God.
dog. That was definitely November.
Oh no, that's when you did the gameplays with me. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
All right.
Oh, but yeah, I've also been on your podcast.
Yeah, that's what
that was like August. Yeah. But yeah, without further ado, please introduce yourself, sir, to the barflies.
Drop them bars.
What's going on? It's your boy J-Rod from Passive Vibes Podcast, Passive Vibes Plays, all the PTV sources that I got and that I don't consistently upload.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
But yeah, I'm so happy to be on this. I've been looking forward to this since like last year when y'all were like, yeah, we're gonna have people in 2021, and I was like, I gotta wait that long.
We had a wait list, man.
Well, wait list. Yeah, to be safe. Everyone's trying to be safe still
true.
today. But yeah, Passive Vibes podcast, Passive Vibes, all this stuff. Oh, you said they can't see the name, right?
I mean, yeah, they will see. Oh yeah, they can't see.
Yeah, because my camera's messed up.
Well, no, it's just.
I paid this much for a camera. I can't frame it right. Stupid.
I believe in you. I think you can do it. We can get
I'll
there.
figure it out.
Next time.
What's the name?
But yeah, that's been like my new moniker now. It's just throwing Ash and then catch these whatever in front of it, anything.
That's funny.
So more recently, it's been Ash catch these vibes.
Hey.
It used to be Ash catch these hands.
Ooh.
Yo, keep hitting the applause. I'm gonna keep going. Ash catch these.
No. I'm gonna let you rock out. Be great.
Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, Ash catch these vibes.
And
Ash catch these hands.
Hey.
and
Ash catch these. Never mind.
okay.
All right.
There you have it, folks.
There it is.
I'm a horrible introductor of myself.
It's fine.
That's fine.
I don't
We've
believe
been doing
you.
this for a while.
You're doing it.
Because you literally just hop straight into your stuff.
Yeah, I'm not like the fact that I haven't been like consistently uploading recently just taking time off and just doing other stuff.
Self-love is wonderful.
Self-love. Yeah, I was gonna wear my Mac Miller shit too. Damn. That self-care shirt, but
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I feel like with the introductions, I wasn't the one doing them. You know, it was my boy Shades. He was the introductor.
Very true.
I couldn't do them.
Is it because you don't
he's a
care, or you're just
professional
like, let's get into the content?
I don't know, because he was just super elaborate, and he's a very he's a writer, so I don't know. He
That works.
He has a bunch of
when
words
you're
in his
around a
head.
bunch of creatives, you just pass out the work.
With me, I'm just like, here's this dude, Josh.
He does stuff. Ask him about it.
Here he
no.
is.
Happy to
But,
be here, though.
Awesome.
Happy to have you, man.
Without further ado, we're going to get on to our segment of booze.
Booze!
News. And some reviews.
I don't stand by that at all.
Reviews.
You gotta clip
I don't
that and
stand
then
by that.
make it an actual,
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah. Nope.
So,
Nope. It has to be a unanimous vote, and it's not. So
Wait, Justin gets a vote?
nope.
No,
He's
I
a
don't.
guest.
I can't even frame my camera. I don't get no vote. Man.
okay, no. So, what is everybody sipping on?
It's kind of a free for all, right? Like we all just got some drink.
Is it a free for all?
I ain't.
I feel like
I don't think he
was-
was able to catch
okay.
the Zinfandel.
Well, I was able to obtain a bottle of
Unlike
Black
some
Girl.
people.
Unlike some people, Black Girl Magic Zinfandel. In the honor of Black History Month, we finished strong with a little bit more Black Girl Magic. And so, this Zinfandel is bold, rich flavors of blackberry and plum, with a warm spice on the finish. I've already started a little bit. I'm gonna take one more sip, cause.
Tell us all about it.
So, if you guys have listened to previous episodes, you know that we've reviewed the Black Girl Magic Zinfandel, and I said that it was just,
Wait, the red blend?
was an okay wine.
Wait, the Zinfandel? What do you
No,
mean?
the red blend.
Beasley.
Red blend.
Whoa, that Zinfandel hitting.
Little
Black Girl
slippy.
Magic. No.
You tried it. Anyway, so we had the red blend a few weeks ago, and I thought it was okay, just okay. The Zinfandel, it's a little bit better than okay, but I will say that if I have to give it my 3 mugs, I would, well, not 3. I'm going to give out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Oh, wow.
It's a classy wine. It's classy.
Dude, that warm spice sold me. I might pick that up.
The warm spice is what does it. Like
You're gonna
it's
have-
the warm spice on that
Yeah.
finish is what makes me feel like, okay, now I need a cigar. And,
Yeah, I'm also drinking the Zinfandel, and it's you definitely get that blackberry and that jamminess on the front end, and then the spice gets you like in the back of your throat, and but it's not choking you out. It's just like like I'm here, come
The
correct.
descriptions make me worry.
Yeah.
How many sake gourds are we giving this? I need you all for this review.
Nah, it's like really good. It's
Just
really
keep
good. Right.
I am a mandatory reporter.
I would actually agree and give this a 4 sake gourds.
Oh, damn. Now I'm missing out. Okay, so seeing as the U.S. Postal Service is, U.S. Postal Service, I have a little cocktail. Here's this Owl's Brew craft mixer. It's made with a tea and with lemon hints of watermelon. And I combined it with Smithworks American-made vodka. And I'm going to have some, and it's going to be delicious. Justin, what you got? What you got going on, old J-Rod?
So, I mean, I was late. I mean, I'll admit to it. I was late to the recording.
Now it was the Postal Service.
So I don't have the bottle on presentation, but when Josh was like, oh, get something to drink, I'm like, damn. So I already had this soda stream made. So I already had some seltzer. And I was
all
like,
right.
oh, I gotta booze it up. So I threw some Dragonberry Bacardi in it.
Ooh,
That sounds interesting. I've never had that.
I mix.
dope.
Well, I've been on this weird kick for the past like 2-3 years where I've been mixing Dragonberry Bacardi with like ocean spray, like cran mango or cran lemonade, and
We
it's
coming
just
over
like
your house.
it's the most simple jungle juice ever.
It is.
It's just
but
that
sounds
That
like
sounds delicious.
It's
if it's your taste palette. If you're not like into Dragonberry, you probably I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you can even
I
do
like-
it with like the basic
I like
Bacardi
Dragonberry.
too.
Yeah.
But the Dragonberry, it's just like it gives it that extra like sweet kick where it's just like,
Yeah.
am I just drinking ocean spray? And then it's like 2 cups later, you're just like, true.
I don't need a
But wait, I got
put your
a
pants
question
back on.
though.
Sir,
if a,
please. Yeah.
If a kick's been going for 2 to 3 years, isn't that just like a habit? Like a thing you like now?
Oh
no.
yeah. Oh, I had to think about what you're asking. Yeah. So
Call it a
I
phase.
feel like it's instead of a kick, it's like a phase.
Yeah.
Because like right before Bacardi.
He was like, "Isn't it a habit? Should you see somebody?"
Yeah, when he said habit, I'm like, I swear I'm okay. You had me thinking.
I go to work fine.
Say something. I'm giving up
but-
on you.
Definitely, yeah, I've transitioned in this weird Bacardi phase. But before that, it was tequila all the time.
Whoa,
Like, just
Wow.
straight up.
that's
Well, I
wild.
mean, if
But,
it works,
yeah.
it works for you.
So, I mean, yeah. So, some seltzer, some flavored seltzer with Dragonberry Bacardi.
That's dope.
All right.
Simple,
Bacardi,
straightforward,
my thing back in
effective.
college.
We gotta name that cocktail. And,
I hope I should have been come up with a name. How long?
It's
I've been
time.
thinking.
What better time than at the Blurred Bar?
it's exactly
True.
It is time.
Do it.
do it.
Search your.
It's just gonna run. I'm gonna wind up just blurting it out at one point. So
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
All
there
right.
you go.
With that, we're gonna move on to our news.
I'm really nervous now.
It's just whenever it happens.
Somebody's gonna
Whenever
be
it happens, I'm excited. A valid point, and he'll just be like,
I hope so. I think that'd be great. The only news I have, I think if you guys, if the Barflies have been watching our socials, at least our Facebook, I kind of put this up on here already, but Japan News Network service reported on Tuesday that the Demon Slayer movie will have a limited 7-day Oscar qualifying theatrical run in Miami that will begin this Friday, which is tomorrow as of this recording.
We out.
So
We out.
that'll
Let's
be-
go.
Yeah, right. It's
Let's
like,
go.
I guess we got to do a road trip. Like,
We can't get
for-
the, we can't get to Miami by Friday. Actually,
we won't have the
well,
clearance.
it
I won't.
starts Friday, and then you have 7 days. So
I don't have permission from management to do that. So.
no, that's real.
all right. So what we going to do? Me and Josh going to go, and we just
Nope.
keep you on
Nope,
the video.
it's okay. Nope, it's all right.
We can
So,
keep you on video though.
Hopefully, hopefully it means that after this little limited screening that it opens up in a couple months or something like that. I don't know, but like
Just put it on Funimation. Like I don't know. Like
Nah,
put it
it's
on
gonna be-
Funimation.
they making that
Block
money.
it with a paywall. People will buy this. I feel like they will.
That's usury, Dan. That's not cool.
I would sooner pay for it in a limited theater than I would on Funimation for some.
I
How?
guess.
But how are we
Or
going to go to
Crunchyroll, one of those. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
How are we going
I
to
don't
get
know.
to that?
It'd be interesting.
More people will watch this than Mulan. That's all I'm saying.
That's very true.
Okay.
I said what I said.
All right. Okay. Okay. Zinfandel. Strike.
Anybody else got any news?
Got some news.
I have a
got
few
some
pieces.
news. Big Dan.
Let's Sterling go ahead.
Oh no, please.
You
sir.
sure?
After you. Oh yes.
All right, cool. So in the gaming world, which I often leave to Sterling to talk about, EA has reported that they're not going to move ahead with the overhaul for Anthem, which, as you know, was EA's version of Cyberpunk, which was their version of all of their EA games that have ever been made. Anyway, so there was hopes, there was dreams that they were going to fix a lot of the looting and gameplay and all that stuff. And then they were like, oh no, Mass Effect is coming out, a remastered version of a already great game. And they were like, we're going to put our attention on that. So if you thought you were getting a better Anthem game or getting a fix, you're not. You're just not going to get one.
Got him.
And
surprise, EA likes money. Who could have seen this coming?
they like money but hate their fans. I don't know what. How do you do that? Anyway, I could rant about
Ask
that.
Star Wars. Just kidding.
Jayhawk, you turned off your targeting computer. Is everything okay? Use the full.
Oh man, you should have said Ask Disney, but I'm with you on it. Yeah, my last piece of news: the producers or creators of Avatar. If you've seen our post on our pages, they're coming back to do some more world building in the Avatar universe.
That would be Airbenders, not
with a movie.
Yeah, the good one.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So divisive. Anyway, so it's supposed to be a continuance, like I said, world building. So we're all hoping that they're either going to follow the books and the comics that already exist, graphic novels, because those were great stories. And so the danger with stuff like that is you retcon or you just say those things never happened, Disney.
Look away. Look away.
Right. Star Wars Legends. Anyway, we know what you did. So hopefully Nickelodeon does this right. I feel like they would because they really appreciated they appreciate the fan base enough to keep the animated Avatar stuff great. I don't know what they did with the movie. The movie was talked about for a live action thing. It never happened.
That's fine.
We sat in the theater and they were like, M. Night Shyamalan made this movie, but then we never saw it. So,
interesting thing. I think that's the same thing happened with Green Lantern. Apparently, Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be in it. I don't know.
I mean, there was like a CGI opera that they promised. There was so many promises being made, and then I saw this movie with like, it wasn't the movie that they promised. So anyway, that's my news.
Move past the trauma. It's fine.
Never forget, right?
So in piggybacking off of Big Dan in the gaming world, PlayStation just dropped their state of play. We are going to drop a link for the overview, but a couple notable things. Final Fantasy Remastered on PS5 specifically. What is it called? Intergrade is going to have not only upgraded graphics, but also a Yuffie episode. Also, they are releasing... So a part of the state of play, they talked about Crash 4 being on PS5 with like better graphics. So I think they're just doing this thing was like, hey, if it's on PS5, we have like, the processing power of 6 rhinos. So here's more stuff. Oddworld.
Isn't that the processing powers of the 6 rhinos that were in Black Panther? Is it? Because if that's the case, then it's not that strong.
I feel like I have to rewatch that because a lot of people say like, yo, those things look like crap. And I was like, I don't remember them looking like crap.
They were big
I was just very much in
They were bad. They were bad. Anyway,
I
sorry. I said what I said.
He did. He did say what he said.
This just in. Huge piece of news. Big Dan does not like things. Breaking news.
You cut me deep.
But so we got Final Fantasy VII, we got Crash 4, we got Oddworld Soulstorm, which is the second game in the new Oddworld series. But we're gonna plug the whole state of play. Tying into hashtag Black History Month, Magic the Gathering has a Secret Lair series, and the Secret Lair series is reprinting of cards with new and cool artwork. So they have they're releasing Black is Magic, which takes a lot of the black characters or notable cards and then creates new art centering around black people. And that all the proceeds for the purchase of this specific Secret Lair goes to Black Girls Code. So they're going into this whole thing of like, hey, black people are cool. And actually, Wizards of the Coast also work to touch on moving forward from problematic things in Dungeons and Dragons. They have now removed evil races, but we can go into a whole other episode about that. But so Wizards of the Coast is out here reevaluating things that we love, and that's nice. But Black is magic. The art is absolutely phenomenal, and proceeds go to a great program. And that's all I got in my news.
It's pretty dope. J-Rod,
you got anything for us?
What you got?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily have like news, but I mean, I guess I could fill up a couple minutes.
No, we're good.
All right, thank you, appreciate it. Good talk.
Is that the name of the cocktail? Fill up a couple minutes. Did you do it?
No, but that's a good direction though. All I was gonna ask is, what were your guys' thoughts on the Nintendo Direct? That's it. Is that like shameful or something? Y'all don't like Nintendo?
No, Sterling does.
I was about to say,
so
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, really? Oh, Nintendo Direct is literally like the Nintendo version of what Sterling just described.
Yeah. They just go like, look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Pretty much all it was a lot of people were just upset. Like they introduced a new Smash character that nobody wanted, and apparently like this character's from.
People are interested in more Xenoblade, right? Come on, people like Xenoblade.
We need another sword character. Let's go. I don't know what the devs on Smash are. I don't know. I don't know what fan base they're appealing. I don't know what.
You know. Oh, you know.
I do know, but
You
it's
know.
just like really. It's like really, come on.
It's like anime titties. Anime titties.
That's what I'm saying. Like that character is from like a very explicit anime or whatever show.
It's
like,
a series.
the Metal Gear.
Oh, you don't watch the show? That's what you just revealed to us.
No. Fuck, man. No, man. Give me that Waluigi, bro. I've been waiting for that.
No, okay. It's very fascinating, right? Because like. I don't know if they're ever going to give the fans what they've actually been asking for, because we did get Sephiroth, we did get Banjo, and it's like
we got Terry Bogard,
and we got Terry.
We're still waiting for
Ryu.
possibly Master Chief. We're still waiting on that. Maybe.
Yeah, now that Steve is in, that means
that's
Master
what I'm
Chief,
saying.
Yeah, everything's unlocked.
All right, y'all letting your nerd out. Yeah, what are you gonna say? Your prediction.
That's what I'm saying. That's it. Nintendo Direct.
Isn't this the blurred bar?
This is what we're supposed to do.
I'm just saying, the Nintendo Direct was kind of disappointing. That's all it was.
Josh felt left out. That's what it was.
I'm not going to stand for this gate being kept. Let's move on.
I'm also looking at time because we just had...
That's why I said a couple minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, I gave you all these couple minutes.
I gave you a couple minutes. You're going to keep it.
Excuse me?
Yeah. All right. Reviews. Anybody got any reviews on anything?
Real quick. I got one really super quick review. And it's an ongoing review. I have started the Star Wars High Republic novels. The first novel, Light of the Jedi. To give an overview, Light of the Republic. High Republic, 200 years before Clone Wars. So the height of the Republic, the height of the Jedi Order. Very, very cool. Lots of cool characters. A lot of black characters, and that's pretty interesting.
There was a lot of heat for that. A lot of people were upset about that.
Yeah. A lot of black characters. But so far, interesting characters, interesting story. There we go. That's it.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh
I don't know why you have to be.
Oh my goodness! Can we call them stormtroopers because they stormed the Capitol?
Ooh. Yeah.
It just came to me. It's so funny.
Initiate Order 66.
I mean, it's kind of mean, but did you guys see that video? Like, there's like a meme video of the. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Is it the Animaniacs one? Is it the Animaniacs one?
It just might be mean. They just put like a funny song over it, and it was of someone who got hurt. So I'm not even gonna discuss it. This isn't the time or place.
Yeah.
We're not gonna link it, but it does exist.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just really funny.
If you know what he's talking about, you can laugh at this.
Yeah.
Anybody else got some reviews?
I'm currently
Sterling, are you done or no?
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna keep touching them with each book. And
gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm keeping up with the final season of Attack on Titan.
Studio Mappa.
So, not to give away spoilers, but if you saw this past week, I am not a fan of Gabby. Anyone, if you're familiar with the character, I don't like her. I'm waiting for a Titan.
Is that the little girl?
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh.
She got a lot of spunk. I get it. I get that they want us to care about her. I just need a Titan to show up real quick and just be like, no, and then like
Bing,
walk
bing,
away.
bing. Get these skibbity paps.
Yeah, skibbity paps and just walk off. I don't know what it is. Her character, I just don't care enough. And I think, yeah.
No, because I've read the manga, whatever.
Zinfandel, strike.
Gatekeep me.
Little
Gatekeep
slippery.
me. Gatekeep me, it's fine.
Well, slippery.
Eat a dick. So it's just interesting because I've read the manga, but it's I'm interested to see how they portray her in the show. That's all.
I was about to say the same.
I feel like it's similar to the manga as far as what people have been saying. Because I've expressed this before, and they're like, "Well, you didn't read the manga, so you don't know." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm watching the show. Like, the show might be different.
It is,
and so therefore, this
Gotcha.
is if y'all yelling at me like this, I expect to be yelled at when y'all feel the way y'all feel about these MCU movies and TV shows, because I will yell at you the same way. Well, they didn't do that in the comic books.
I'm not going to yell at nobody.
Sorry.
Seeing that
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But we'll take it.
I ain't yelling at nobody. Go ahead.
Any other reviews?
J-Rod, what you
You got,
got?
Daniel?
No, I was just gonna say, seeing that MCU list like revealed of like everything to come and the different this is like, I don't know how they leveled it out or organized it, but just seeing that one picture, that screenshot of like all of the movies that they plan on releasing, like either direct to home in theater or on Disney Plus, just gave me anxiety. I'm just like,
I was like, I got to keep up with all of this.
I'm just
Do I
like,
have to?
just let me know when y'all bring Iron Man back. That's it.
Hey, I have one
Ironheart.
friend who was like,
Ironheart.
Just let me know.
I have one friend who was like, he was done after Endgame. He was like, I care no longer.
Are you talking about like Robert Downey Jr. or just like them in general with Iron Man?
He said he was done with MCU.
Yeah, I remember him saying that, but
Oh no,
just
I mean Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, but my one friend was just like, he swore it off. He swore off watching anything else from the MCU. He's like, I don't. They want
after,
me.
after
like,
that,
they want too much from me. And I was like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. I cried.
Who didn't?
I did not.
People. Oh, this soulless mother.
Memories made in the coldest winter.
The coldest winter.
I didn't cry.
Oh,
No, that's fine. You know why I cried? There was moments that I cried because, like, you felt connected to these people, especially if you watched every movie and
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
these
Black Widow, I
characters,
was
like,
alright.
Yeah, no, Black Widow.
Oh no!
Black Widow, I was like, it could have been either one.
I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. When it was Black Widow and Hawkeye, I was like, can one of y'all just jump now?
Yeah,
Like,
I was like-
it was like, either one, I'm fine.
Come
one
on.
of you.
Skip
Neither
this
of you
filler.
have
Let's go.
superpowers.
I would have rather had what's his name? Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Oh yeah.
Because of that
I'd have killed him
hairstyle. Based on that hairstyle alone, he should have been gone. I was like, your barber should have jumped for you. Like,
A soul for a soul.
you can't stay on this too long.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So the only reviews that I have, I only got two.
Zinfandel's lit.
Right?
Spice.
So I got that 4 sake goers. But one, I have started Star Trek, and I have started with the 2004, which is Star Trek Enterprise, which is pretty much the prequel to Star Trek, and then you have Star Trek Next Generations. And I think so. Okay, so I think that because it's 2004, you have a lot less, or I give that show a lot less leeway of like the graphics and whatnot, where it's like the actual like Star Trek and Star Trek Next Generation is like, well, you know, it was the 80s. It was, you know what I mean? Like,
it was the 60s.
Oh, yeah. So, like, it's just like, you're fine. 2004, I'm like...
They had puppets and curtains. And
yeah. 2004, I'm like, yo, bruh, this is hurt. But, all that being said, I'm only at episode, I want to say 12. It's interesting. It's interesting, and we will probably get more into it on our Star Wars episode. Also, I watched the third season of Good Girls. Seasons 1 and 2 are definitely better. Season 3, it's getting to that point where it's like, y'all need to wrap this up. You can tell y'all need to wrap this up.
Let's go. Let's go.
You guys honestly got, like, because of what they introduced and everything, y'all got 2 seasons. Wrap it up on season 5. Wrap it up. One way or the other. Wrap it up.
They got 1 season for me.
You're giving them that? You're giving them 2 more seasons?
I think, honestly, Dan is right. They should only have 1 season. Like, but I don't feel like they're going to do that. So I feel
Of course not. It's money.
I feel like 2 seasons is like, just do it, get it over with. And then DC needs to hit up Christina Hendricks so that she can be Poison Ivy and just go from there.
Oh, hey. Because you got red hair.
The only way that works is if they do a Dark Knight Returns story. That's how all I'll say. I feel like she's a little bit older to be a longevity villain as
And they
Poison
bring
Ivy.
back.
Oh yeah, I think if she would be a Poison Ivy, it would be unfortunately, it would be a very much 1, maybe 2 movie role. But I think that she could definitely pull it off. But yeah, season 3, I mean, it's funny, so I give it the lightest 3 sake gourds that I could give it because it was funny.
3 empty sake gourds?
Yeah, right. 3 empty sake gourds. Damn it, we're gonna have to change our system. But I give it 3 empty sake gourds because it is still funny, and Retta is still there, like delivering like all of the greatness.
So much.
Her husband, I forget what his name is, but like he's awesome as well. But like the scenarios of it all, I'm just like, I'm over it.
No, it's very like predictable TV tropes.
Ooh.
And I you know what I think? Saying tropes feels like a trope now. Like, it just feels like
It's come full circle.
it's come full circle. Like, it's a cliche to say like, oh, that's a trope. But at the same time, I think it's because now everybody's at home. Everybody's at home, so that everyone watches you ingest a lot of media, and so you're like, oh, they did this and such and such. They've also done this for the last 15 years. Right. So you're like, maybe don't do that.
It's just tired. So I think they need to shut it down quick. With that being done, I think we're all done with reviews, and now it's time for that main content.
Let's go.
Big hype.
Crunk McClan.
Wait, hold on. This is the main content part. Hold on.
Are you gonna name the cocktail now?
He did it.
Is it
That's
on? I
my
can't see.
thing.
I can't see anything.
That's my thing. Ha! I can see.
There it is.
That is awesome.
That is dope.
That gets 5 sake gourds.
Wait, five full sake gourds or 5 sake gourds
Like,
in the
in my
spring
mind,
equinox?
Just to derail it for a quick second, I was going to like before I screwed up with my camera and all this other stuff, I was gonna like have the lights turned off, and then when you guys introduced me, I was gonna like
have it on. Like,
oh my god,
that'd have been dope. You should
start over. Start over.
start it all over.
No, Nick.
In an alternate timeline, you did exactly that.
Next
This
time,
is the darkest timeline.
I mean,
so.
if whenever y'all do the recordings like in person, I'm
Oh,
popping.
yeah, we got
I'm
you.
popping at the bar.
Yeah, you got a seat for you at the bar.
Okay. All right, continue.
So yeah,
to the main content.
that's good. The main content, in the spirit of Black History Month, and if you guys have been following us these couple of episodes, you know that we're talking pretty much. I feel like the overarching thing is like for the culture. And today we want to talk about the future of the culture, right? Like, where do we see it going? Where do we want to see it go? Where do we not want to see it go? All of these things wrapped up together is kind of what we're giving to you today. Does anybody want to start us off with what they want the future of the culture to look like?
I think we should
J-Rod?
I was about to say I think we should go with a fun sandwich. So we should go like J-Rod and then Dan and me.
First of all, here's what I feel. I feel attacked. Okay.
And I feel like I'm just dumb.
They were like,
No, you're like 12 grain bread, yo.
no, they treated you like white bread just now. They were just
Yeah, it was like-
he'll soak up all the mayo, all the grease.
He'll
Just
say
go ahead and
something
take it
stupid.
out. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Dance.
But then the way he said my name, he was like, Dan, like, whoa. You don't know if I was coming in here with positivity or not.
I'm sure
but y'all
you
already
are.
know who I am. Nope, you already know who I am. I'm gonna stay true to myself.
So you're saying I was right.
He wants that W.
I
simple
refuse to
man.
give it to you. No, it's
Simple
fine.
man. J-Rod, let's get some analysis in here. Tell us your experiences.
So-
Tell us.
So just to understand the question a little bit more, so when you say the culture, like as a whole, so you're not just referring just to like the blurred culture, you're just talking about just Black history in general and like everything that it encompasses, so like music, art, and what you know.
Because I know you have a strong musical.
Yeah, I was definitely
leaning.
gonna have a music analogy.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Do you, bro? I want you to be great.
So I feel like how I want to see the future go for just the culture in general is I know that definitely in the past 20 years it's become way more accepted and you just see the ripples like across all different backgrounds and nationalities and whatever you may claim to be. It's like
Whatever you claim to be.
what?
Don't leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Come on, man. I'm trying to be inclusive. I get
I
in trouble
actually
on my
wasn't
own
even
podcast.
thinking about her, but
Wait, what?
you know who you are, Dolazar. You know exactly who you are, and you know exactly who you ain't.
I don't know what's going on.
Does Ariana Grande count?
Oh,
Whoopsies.
stop! Can we do something else, please?
J-Rod, please continue.
Please continue.
Now I'm just curious about that, but that'll be a whole nother conversation. Anyway, back to the whole analogy of where I went.
Way too many giggles. Come on, man.
The future of the the culture. I just want it to just be more accepted because even though it's how accepted that it is and it's just so relatable to everyone, like no matter what it is, like, and this is where like the analogy I was talking about, like with hip hop and any hip hop rap, it's kind of weird, but it's at the same time kind of cool. Like when you go to actual hip hop artists, so let me make that clear. So if you go to like because I can't be like, yo, if you go to like a rap concert and you see a bunch of white people there, they could be there for like fucking Lil Uzi or some shit like that. Not saying that Lil Uzi's bad, like I listen to his stuff, but that's not like I guess like the quote unquote textbook real hip hop, real rap.
hip-hop.
But like so when it comes to like real rap, real hip hop,
He's not holding a candle to Common or Mos Def, right? Like we can all say that.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
no, not at all. Great Philly local
How
rapper.
did you get here? You're not supposed to be here.
But I guess just to yeah. I just wanted to become more celebrated, I guess, in a sense.
I tried that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I tried that for the
Last time.
Why
Said, oh no.
You know what? Like if the episode gets pulled because we sang that full song, that's
real.
on y'all.
That's
Bro.
right.
weird.
But
Yeah.
But yes, go on.
Yes. That's how I would love it to be. I would love it to just be more celebrated, more more accepted, even though it's accepted and it is celebrated as much as it is right now, and people are more aware of the culture. I feel like there's so much more, like, because as much as like people are kind of aware like how much just the culture influences society today, there's still so much that people don't even recognize. It's just like literally everything is influenced by the culture. It's just like no matter what it may be, you'll always find something like you can just go back to the roots and be like, oh, that was like that was like a minority. It was a black guy. It was like who? It's just like that's what I love about it. Like I'll discover stuff and I'm just like, oh, word, like that's where it started. And yeah, so I guess that's what I want. I want it to be more celebrated. More celebrated.
Do you think the biggest I don't even know what to call it, but like
challenge
dissonance is that us as black people, like we see the world gravitating and like adopting, appropriating
you stepped on my line.
Hip hop and whatnot and like just like the culture and then like the fact that like, oh, like it's cool to be black until and it's just like that. I think that's the biggest I guess betrayal of it all, where it's just like, oh, we really like this culture, but now we still gonna shoot you dead in the streets, right?
True.
Like or choke you out dead in the streets.
And that is how it's always been. They have always loved,
and that's why like
culture. Always loved.
That's my land. I licked it.
If this, if the culture can just be more accepted to the point where it's just like, you don't see as cliche as this sounds, like you don't see the color behind it, but you just recognize it and understand it. Like that's where I would love for the culture to go. So it's not like, we don't have to always just be like, oh, that was like a black guy who did that. It's just like, no, you just respect where it came from and recognize its importance. So
looking at you, Education System of America, but that's a different podcast.
Movio's podcast.
Passive Vibes podcast. Pass that trash.
Pass that trash vibe.
But yeah, it is unfortunate that that's how it ends up still today. It's just like it is. I do agree heavily. Like it is still like appropriated. Like it's cool, and that's why I kind of try to make it clear. Like a lot of those like white kids that you see at like a Lil Uzi or a Lil Pump or whoever, Lil Boat. You know what I'm saying?
Who are these people?
They're machines. I don't know.
But they're people.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it doesn't
we
matter.
know Lil Yachty.
But I'm just saying, it's just like that music
okay.
is perceived as like cool, but they still, I feel like with some of those people in those crowds still might think that, they might be like still superior to it all. Like, oh, this is cool and blah, blah, blah. And then like what Josh just said, and to a point, that's when they'll just be like, nah, I'm good. And it's just like,
But I mean, I think that's like a
won't bring no black
subgenre
girl
of hip
home.
hop.
yeah,
That's like a subgenre. They call it emo rap to some degree. Right?
emo,
Like
sad boy rap. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Birth of SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, Big Bang.
I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do.
You just try and get our episode pulled, huh?
Sterling.
Oh, so all right.
Or did you really want Daniel to go next?
Yes, I would love for Daniel to go next.
Why do y'all? I feel really attacked at this moment. You really wanted Daniel to go next?
I'm ready for Deacon Dan. If you need a selection for the choir, and then the next voice you will hear.
So, you know what's crazy? No, I'll go. But you know what's crazy? Deacon Dan has been a name I've been running from for most of my life. I need you to know that. Like, I don't know if I've ever expressed that to you guys,
It's going.
but that
I've
was
never
brought
seen
up from like my youth. Oh, the Deacon Dan. Like, the alliteration, I guess, is what makes it so simple.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Sorry, Deacon Dan.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
it doesn't matter.
I might say it.
So the question was, where do we want to see the culture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You got time. I see you got time. Sorry, I know where you live. So I very much agree. Like, I would love to see all of the black culture, right? Like, when we say for the culture, we're normally referring to blackness and the other subcategories below that. I would love to see us own our stuff. I would love for the future to be ownership without it feeling offensive to the American way of life. Like, you know, Jay-Z just like literally broke records within the last week and really didn't make news, like national news, but we had to shout out, you know, his own people had to shout him out. Otherwise he wasn't going to get them roses. And so, you know, I think that's important because we hear people's names like Edison and, you know, Ford and all these people who literally took patents from black folks, and those black folks, we got to hunt them down to get their names, and so we can scream them out in history. I would love for for as inclusive as America believes that it is, I would love for it to actually own up to that.
Looking at you, Homelander. Like,
you gotta stop. But yes, Homelander, we're looking at you. But no, for real, like, that's one of my biggest gripes. Like, even with us doing the Blur Bar, like, the beauty of the podcast is that I don't have to, you know, sit down in a meeting with Spotify and they can tell me what I can say or not say. You know, we not big, but in the same breath, like, say we blow up, and when we do blow up, those negotiations and conversations, I'm gonna own all my stuff. That's the goal.
Own the masters. And, you know, I think with all the creatives that exist, just like from millennials alone, like, I think that is the most important thing, and I would love to see for the future is just like we own our stuff. There's no royalties on it. There's, you know, I don't have to pay somebody else to put it out there. I did that, and, you know, shout outs to like Kev on Stage. Like, people are actually like making those moves. Tyler Perry's been doing it. Oprah's been Oprah. She been doing it.
For real.
Big O.
The big O. You know, and so I think that's important. Like, I'm all down for collaboration. And I'm not saying I would never never reach across the aisle. I would never, like, I'm not saying I would not do those things. But at the same time, like, for my people, for my family, for my hood, like, stuff like that. Like, I would rather us give back. And I don't have a hood. Y'all know me. But
this is it. This is the hood.
This is the hood right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, you know, Keith from last week, that's it. I ain't got no hood. I ain't got no squad to call on you. Like, we gonna show up and be like, hey, you want to roll some dice? We can settle this over a game. But also, like, for the future, I would love to see a space for everybody that is like so for blurred culture, let's talk about just blurs.
Okay.
You know, everybody can ascribe to being a blurred, you know, being black and a nerd, at the same time stay in a spots, but then also still float around in other spots, like a very like homogenous like glob of
Blurred.
It's like a molecule.
Blurred.
Electrons.
Yes.
Electrons.
And the electrons and all that stuff, but like at the same time, like, oh, you say, you know, My Hero's the best and you haven't seen any new old anime, you stay over there. But we still claim you, though. We still got your back. There's no hate. I want to say there's no hate. And
just opportunity for learning.
Opportunities for learning. Thank you, Sterling. I was trying to find the word.
That's what I'm here for.
It's the
dude.
Zinfandel got me sassy. I don't know what it is.
Sorry, he's the head of HR, right?
Yes, thank you. Right? He find them words.
I know QuickBooks.
I'm in danger. But yeah, that's what I honestly feel that way, because I feel like, you know, we talked about it the previous episode, 2 episodes ago, and it sounded like I was pro gatekeeping, and I don't want that to be the case. At the same time, I want people to be like, oh, he knows stuff, but he don't hate me for the stuff that I like. I don't hate anybody for the stuff that they like. unless you tell me like Batman's a superhero. That's the only thing that will like delete you from my mind space. Like, like that is like the only argument that I will not have with people. Like Batman with prep, all that other stuff.
Oh
like,
my
you keep that to yourself. You keep that to yourself. We're good.
Which fan base is worse, Batman with prep or Goku? Right?
Batman with prep.
Wow.
Batman with prep. Because Goku continues to get stronger.
That's true.
Regardless of how you feel, Goku continues to keep going up based on his writing. That's the only reason why. But Batman with prep is getting ridiculous now. Because they don't even write it. They just say Batman was gone for 5 months, but he figured this out in those 5 months. We don't know how he figured it out, but he did.
He's the world's greatest detective besides Sherlock Holmes.
Anyway,
well, besides Enola Holmes.
My future is
looking at you,
everybody.
Scarlet Witch.
You are on a roll. But no, my future for the culture is definitely like we don't appropriate. We give everybody their credit. And you know, we love each other for the differences versus like hating each other or like cutting each other off for the things that we disagree on. And for the blurred culture, there's some other stuff that people disagree on that I strongly will not move on. And
looking at you, stormtroopers.
All right. So, Sterling, what does your future look like?
Okay, thanks. Thank you for calling on me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, because Josh, I don't know what's going on with Josh.
Josh is Zinfandel struck. I think so. I want to take a look back before we take a look forward. And my question
solving
is,
our future by our past. I like that. No, I like that. That was deep. He's like, we're going to solve this future by looking back at our past. I like that. Go ahead.
No, it's just because I want to talk about retention, I think. So when we talk about where did For the Culture even come from, right? And it was a celebration or an understanding of shared experiences for like, oh, if you're black, then you know about this thing. And it's like, yeah, I do have to be in the house before the street lights are on. You're right.
Yes.
But so these shared experiences lead to spaces where there's just a degree of pressure taken off because you just know that these people understand. And even when you talk about a shared experience, like without having to explain it, like in crossing over into the blurred spectrum, but like if we all talk about that one boss or like, oh man, the water temple, am I right? And people are like, dog, the water temple. Like those shared experiences. And going forward, what I want to keep is the joy that is found there. The joy that is found when you recognize, or the joy that is found when you come to these spaces and we don't have to worry about like, because I'm a very like repressed person. I'm very like conscious of how I present myself in various social situations, you know, particularly with people who are not black. Because growing up, there was this pressure of like, hey, when we get outside, don't act. What was it? Don't act part ape, which I don't even understand. What does that even mean?
I'm assuming that was a reference
like
to
a
King
monkey?
Kong. It was I'm assuming it was like the way monkeys would perform in zoos when they're around crowds.
Just
right?
don't be
like,
a monkey.
Yeah, don't throw your poop.
That's fair. That's a fair ask as we're going
Be
out.
a nigga.
Yeah, don't throw your poop.
But so now with that conditioning from a young age that I believe some people may resonate.
Not gonna be a nigga. That's what I'm not gonna do.
That's what I'm not gonna do.
Josh is now no longer allowed to have one bottle.
This Zinfandel strong. Just stop. I'm not gonna be in it.
But anyway, I would love to see that comfort and that joy come together and have that be experienced by future generations. That's one thing to retain, to keep that. Like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of comedy that's like born around Like, and comedy is like a relief, right? Like humor is like this.
There's no comedy without tragedy.
Yeah. All comedy derives from tragedy.
Well, that got dark. But that's one thing I'd like to see.
Oh, it gets darker
going forward, and I would love to see. I mean, I guess this is a harder ask, but like, can we please celebrate where, like, we talked about where things come from, but like, but leaning back into what we were saying earlier about how like they always loved the black culture. They being like everyone always loved the black culture. It's awesome.
Everybody else.
But then when it came to the treatment of the people, when it came to the acknowledgement of the people, like how long, and this is embarrassing for me, that how long it took me to learn about Sister Rosetta Tharpe is like ridiculous. Like the actual birth of rock and roll, like straight up. And like even just, and the list goes on and on and on and on, but it's still happening today. It's still happening today. So like, can we just, maybe it's too much of an ask. Maybe I done sipped on too much.
Steelers gonna steal. That's
but like, can we just
Steelers gonna steal.
If you enjoy us, just be like, hey, black people, y'all are amazing. And people will get mad and be like, hey, other people do that. It's like, all right, we'll get it first.
All people are amazing.
Everyone has talents and
Fuck
things
you,
that
Stormtrooper. Fuck you, Stormtrooper.
Yo, you can't have no more Zinfandel. I just know.
Yeah,
We gotta start over. We gotta start over. Start the episode over, man.
No.
But that's what I like to see. I like to see a lot more.
No, that was
acknowledgement
wonderful.
And retention of the joy that comes with the recognition. And I guess real quick, last thing, can we crank down some of the pressure? And we always talk about it, about like gatekeeping around being black and around being a nerd. We're going to chill with that. So everybody is welcome. Everybody is here to learn or celebrate and
Dan's not for it.
No, all right. So here's my thing, right? If there's levels to being qualified, right? Like if you go to a job and there's a level of requirement expected of you.
Yes.
You had to have learned that, right?
Counterpoint, a job is about performance. This is not about performance. This is about enjoyment.
No. But to fulfill a job function, you have to have had that experience.
Right.
Some jobs require an experience before performance.
But
no,
the thing
but
is, the role that
oh no, God!
The role that we are applying for, we never really got a chance to like not apply for, right? It's just like you get born and it's like, oh, that nigga black.
Right. No. Like,
and it's just like
there's no disqualification of your existence of blackness. So that part I agree with. But at the same time, like when we start getting into spaces where you're either portraying the role of expert, you don't know what you don't know.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
But is that your fault that people expect you to portray that role?
No.
Not if you come in assuming that role. That's what I'm saying. Like if you come in saying, like if you're not, my personal philosophy has always been to be available to learn. Right.
Yeah.
So
I see.
If it's something I don't know, I'm not gonna. I no longer try to fake the funk and be in the conversation.
Gotcha.
The moment somebody talk about like, oh, go do this, go do that, and you haven't watched, no. That's where I'm at. If you're in a space where you can be available to learn, and then be able to develop and cultivate that persona of expert or knowledgeable or nerd, then that's not gatekeeping. Like that, you just don't know what you don't know.
That's interesting. I guess that speaks to all of you because I just don't know people who do that.
What's that?
That speaks to everybody that y'all run with.
No, it's just like I personally don't know people who like come in assuming like that they like how you describe it, like oh this is what being black is, but like they haven't like done X, Y, and Z. So it's like I just don't know those people. So that's why I'm confused about what you're saying. I'm just like,
no,
who
but
does
at the same
this?
time, you said her name multiple times, like Rachel Dolezal, right? Like you said her name.
Your arch nemesis now.
She She assumed the personhood of blackness.
Justin's face.
She assumed the personhood of blackness, right?
That shit is wild.
She is. And so what did she do? She went and took stereotypes, mostly, some knowledgeable facts, but at the same time, like she reaped the benefits of being black while not having to exist black. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's the case for like some of these nerds, because there's frauds in every circle.
Oh yeah.
So I'm a fraud when it comes to sports. I will say that right now publicly. If you ask me in front of people like sports statistics, I was like, that defensive line was whack, man. It was weak. Don't even know a name. I don't know a name. I don't know numbers. I don't know the jersey sometimes. I'm like, the black and red Jones, right? That might be the Falcons. Might. Who knows?
Good job.
Sometimes. Thank you. So, but sometimes you exist in circles and you just don't know. And it's fine to not know.
Yeah.
At the same time, there needs to be a loving person on the other side that doesn't talk down to you about your crap. But other times you need to be called out.
Hi, that's me. Hey.
Yeah. But no, sometimes you just need to be called out. I'm the first. If I smell blood in the water, I'm attacked. I'm just be like, you're a fraud. Be gone with you.
Be gone with you.
I will banish you to the shadow realm, and until you're worthy, you come back. But is that gatekeeping? But you came in here with no facts, talking a lot of rah-rah, and I'm good with words. That's all.
Daniel feels the way.
I feel away, but it's not gatekeeping, because I don't think as long as you're willing to learn that stuff and find the source material, go read, go watch, and come back and we can have dialogue about it, then why not? That's the whole point of a nerd community, is to discuss, find kinship in and all of it. But sometimes people just want to come in and state their case and then dive back into the shadows. I'm gonna pull you from these shadows and say, "What you talking about, boy?" But it is what it is.
Get over here. Josh, what would you like to see?
What would you like to see in the future? Except for the decimation of Rachel Dolezal.
She hasn't been able to get a job in 6 years.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. I need parking tickets. I need driving violations.
Ridiculous.
All of them.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that I would love to see, I think Dan, you might have spoken on this. Actually, I guess there's like two things. One thing is ownership. Ownership. I would love to see us like it blows my mind, and it blew my mind when I heard about like Tulsa. Like, I think that's like the textbook case of like ownership, right? And it's just like stormtroopers were just like, nah. And it's just like, really though? Like, so that's a whole other episode. So like ownership would be a huge thing, but then also when I see movies like Judas and the Black Messiah, I really, really, really like it. Like this is another thing that like always gets triggered within me, but I'm okay with this triggering. Where it's just like, I would love just like literally a network of black people just knowing stuff, sharing stuff, like kind of like a underground secret Tulsa of just like, we have connections, like you don't really like see us like out in the open kind of a thing, but like we are in the places where we need to be and like
well connected.
Yeah, and just making those moves and like making these things happen. Like I really, really, really want to be like grow that and like and do that kind of a thing. Like that is really like on my heart to like do.
Which was the Court of Owls, but black people?
Yeah, no,
we
legit,
in there.
Legit.
We
Court
don't
of
even
crows.
Hey, barflies, don't even worry. We starting this.
It's the barflies. That's it. They starting here. Let's go.
That would be like a huge thing. Ownership and just, I don't know, like the network, I guess. Ownership and the network and ownership of the network. Yeah, I think that's the main thing that I want. And I think a lot of things that I could say would just trickle down from that, right? Like, would be like the ramifications of such things. yeah, it's just and one thing about America, they do a really good job of hiding the past, and so when these things keep getting unearthed, whether it be through Judas and the Black Messiah or however you learn about these events, Snowfall, it's just it's very interesting. It's a whole nother episode. It's just interesting, and that's all I can say about it at this moment. But yeah, that's what I would like. I would like that. I would like us to have ownership of our stuff, and ownership of the network, and to have a network, and also to the blur culture specifically. Kind of to Dan's point, I would like I think actually all of you have said this, a broader range of acceptance between blurs, right? Mm-hmm. Of like where you don't have to argue with a black lady about why she likes anime. Just accept her as she is, and
so appreciate her existence, man.
Right. I'm gonna chime in here real quick. It's me, your friend, Mr. Intersectionality, right? Mm-hmm. So, yes, we're talking about the cross-section of being black and being a nerd, but the fun, no, it's not fun at all. The very interesting part about identities is that they continue to stack forever. Like, right. You're this, and 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 it creates this beautiful patchwork of, like, all of these things crossing at the same time. But then it gets like super messy, right? Because we have to deal with shards of toxic masculinity, both as men, then as cis men, then as cis black men, and it's like it just keeps going on and going on. And
I think that's a great space to learn from, though, right? Like, so if a lady comes into the space and she's telling you about her experience, kind of like to Dan's point, you have to have an open mind to learn from that. And have to be open to have that discussion. And I would love to have more of that.
I think that should apply to any person. I think that's what Sterling was saying. It should be applicable to any person, walk of life.
Yeah. And it's going to come from us challenging each other. And that's our responsibility to the spaces that we want to create. Mm-hmm. Is that, to make and maintain these safer spaces, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a lot. There's going to be problems, but like it's worth it to make and maintain. And we at the Blur Bar, and I think I speak for everybody here, are committed to making and maintaining safer spaces for the Barflies, for our friends and family across the multiverse. Y'all come on over from Earth X.
I want to fully agree. The difficulty is, right, I believe safe space often means no conflict. And I don't believe that's non-realistic.
So he said he opened up with challenging, which made me think about.
Often it's often the challenges on the person who either existed in that space first, and so newcomers therefore are challenging that. Like we often talk about like coming up against a patriarchy or stuff like that, or existing stuff like that. But I think people are allowed to be. And I want to phrase this carefully. People are allowed to be offended. At the same time, you should be allowed to be respectfully, defensive of your position on certain things. Because each person is different and each person's identity is different. At the same time, it's not, and, doubles back to being willingness to learn, to not being ignorant. But at the same time, like, I think if there's a belief that comes from a good-hearted place, but the ignorance around it is largely due to perception through media or perception through word of mouth, anything like that. I think we need to be conscious that those positions don't exist to harm another person.
And I think that actually makes me think about like the fact of like challenging, and I think what it is like. You can do better, right? But not offensively, right?
Right.
Like you can do better, but like don't do that in a rude way. That makes me think of this episode of Black AF. I think it's episode 5 or 6, where he's presented with a movie from another black creator, and they do this whole thing of like, well, you're supposed to support it because like you black, yada yada yada. And he's like, but like, what if the movie was trash though? If the movie was trash, and like, I'm paraphrasing. Go watch the episode. But like, it was like he was
sure
like,
I wasn't in that episode.
It wasn't, but you could have been.
The spirit. Like, if it was a Tyler Perry movie,
No. And I think that was a huge thing where it's just like, that was a huge thing for me watching that series, where it's like, oh yeah, like there is a huge thing of like, you're supposed to just like watch stuff just because like, literally for the culture, we watch some stuff for the culture. I don't want to say their names right now, but
you can say it.
we have seen some things, boy,
for the culture, and it's just like, I did this for the culture. And I remember saying that to a white guy at my old job. I was like, I watched it for the culture, and he was like, I understand. And
no one gave me a cookie for doing so.
Right, and it was just like, it's okay, but it's not great. Yeah, and that's all. Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing of like being able to challenge each other and be like, you almost like, this was good, but you almost
had it.
You almost had it. You almost there. But I think the issue is that there is a way. I guess it's like, what is it? Determine the relationship, right? Where it's like, know who you're saying it to. Like, do you have that clearance in that relationship to say these things? Because not everybody should be saying everything to you. So yeah, I do. It would be great.
This is
Sterling had a point. Sorry.
Yeah. First of all, I really appreciate you guys, because this is nothing about moving forward in a manner of inclusion and mindfulness is going to be simple, because it begins with the acceptance within ourselves that we have problematic stuff going on. So when it starts with a review of the self, people automatically see that as a challenge, because it is. But when we have the commitment of now we know better, so we do better, I think it's important to keep in mind why we're doing it. And why we're doing it is because we as a people, we as the communities that we serve, as the people that we serve, because we are servants, we create these spaces and we want to maintain them. We deserve this. We deserve this. We deserve these spaces that we can be ourselves and we can come and enjoy things and not have various parts of the toxic. I know, Dan, not a fan of the word, but of the toxic parts of our society that bleed in, and they're going to. It's okay. Like, there's no avoidance of conflict. There's no avoidance of these conversations, but communication does not automatically have to be confrontation. And I think when we take that mindset and we're all going in with the mindset of like, we are trying to do better, or if people are coming in and being like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and it's like, cool, we hear you, please don't. And they're like, I'm gonna continue X, Y, and Z and do T, K, and E, and it's like, cool, we hear you, goodbye. And that's what sometimes the gates need to be kept for safety, but that's a whole other different conversation.
So here's why it's not gates. Here's why it's just not gates.
Real quick, I want to make sure. I want to make sure that Justin also has space to say whatever he's feeling.
This is a safe space, Justin. Go ahead.
Well, not that there's a safe space, but like, he's our guest. It is a safe space, but also he is our guest. So if he has something to say.
I mean, everything that you guys have been saying is I 100% agree with. Just to go off of the point that Dan brought up, when you find yourself, and we talked about this, I think, when you guys did my the video game recording. Like,
yes,
I remember I was talking to you because I think I asked you guys, I was, do you guys like just like talk about anime? And or like would we just talk about anime? Because like from the episodes and everything that I follow from you guys, I was just like, oh, I would have to like brush up on like everything that I used to like always be like heavy into. But what you were just saying right now, Dan, about like not coming into a circle, which this is, and then acting like I know shit. It's just like I like to, and especially again what you said about like about the philosophy of like always be available to learn. Like that's something I was taught at a super young age. Like my dad taught me it, and then it was just like my previous job. Like I had a really great director, and he always told me the same exact thing. So like to get to my point, everything that you guys have been saying, like I have like little bits of knowledge of like what you guys are like touching upon, but I'm kind of just like sponging everything that you guys are talking about because I don't want to sound like a complete idiot, like what Dan's talking about. Some of those people where they just come in, blast off a few facts, and then disappear. But I know
he's not trying to have Dan get at him.
Well, I don't want to be fucking Thanos snapped. I don't want to be Thanos snapped from this podcast. I want to come back.
I call them social streakers. They just run across the scene real quick, like, look at me, I'm naked, and then run away.
Like it's dumb. Like I'd rather sit back, listen, absorb it, and then have the capacity to either A, possibly like respond with what I was just listening to, or B, just be like, oh, I didn't know that, and then continue on with the conversation. So everything you guys have been talking about, I've just been in that state of mind. So it's not like I'm just being quiet just to be quiet. I'm just retaining everything that you guys are talking about because a lot of this stuff, like I don't know about. Like Sterling, what was her name? The birth of rock and roll.
Rosetta Thorpe.
Yeah, didn't know that. So I'm not gonna act like I did know that. As much as I love music and love the history of music, I did not know that, and I'm not gonna front like I did. So
yeah,
just this is like this whole experience has just been like a learning experience, to be honest. So like, yeah, it's not that I don't have anything to say. I'm just kind of like absorbing it all because like you guys are on another different level of like knowledge when it comes to the culture, and that's why I respect you guys for it. You guys are fucking. You guys are dope, man.
Would you say that you're vibing?
You gotta go, bro. Have a good night. You gotta go.
I just disconnect.
Yo, Big Dan just got up and left last episode.
I really did.
Y'all make me hate my name sometimes. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love my name. I love the acronym PTV. I love that shit, babe.
No, it's wonderful.
Shut up.
It's trash.
But anyway,
pass those trash vibes.
To bring it all back together, it's doing things that need to be done. It's never going to be simple, but it is going to be worth it, 100%.
I agree. And I think we're getting there. I think we just need more people who are willing to be tastemakers.
Versus you said tastemakers?
Tastemakers. And if you don't know what I mean by that, like we have.
Hold on, really quick. Are you saying taste makers?
Taste makers.
Like tasty cakes?
Okay.
No, like,
gotcha.
But sometimes you need people to create those spaces for them in order to exist. Because, like I said, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
So I couldn't go into a space for cosplayers because I don't know. I don't know it, and I'm not going to learn. I don't have the body for cosplay, regardless of how. Shut up. Regardless of how body positive some people might be, I've seen myself in the shower. I know where I'm at, and I know where I want to be, and so therefore I won't put on anything for cosplay. I have the body for Baymax. That is all I have for cosplay, and I will not do it.
That's not true. And I will fight you. I know where you live.
Got some costumes ready.
Hairy baby. But no, I think, like I said, it's sometimes we don't have to be. And I know this now makes me sound like Deacon Dan. It's in the Bible where it says, Paul says to be all things to all people. Right? It's in the Bible, but he says be all things to all people. And I think that's from what I've learned in reading that, has often been to be available to all people. Sometimes just to be, the space for other people to exist, to acknowledge their existence. Like, you don't have to be accommodating necessarily. You don't have to set up a space for them. You just have to be existing in their same level of existence so that they feel seen, acknowledged, and heard. And I think once we get there, we can get past this whole toxic masculinity and toxic culture. Because it's not just masculinity, it's toxic people in general. People are just toxic because someone hurt them, and so now they hurt others. And I know that for a lot of nerds, especially myself, the nerd culture was a refuge where I didn't have to talk to people because the media talked to me.
Yeah.
I related to the media. I related to, the comic books. And so once you found others like you, then you talk to them about those things that talk to, how they talk to you. But people are still people. No man's an island. And I think we have to understand that the community is still people. And people who need to be acknowledged as people. And, this seems like very mellow of an episode. But at the same time, I think it's necessary because a lot of times for Black History Month, it's so much reviewing of the trauma.
Yes.
It's so much of a review, right? Like we talk about the heroes.
Get triggered now.
But we talk about like every person we talk about, whether they be a Black hero or not, like we talk about all the stuff they had to go through to just be acknowledged as a hero.
Sure.
And, I understand that's a part of the soliloquy of like a hero is that they carry the burdens of other people. But sometimes it's just great to be celebrating for the greatness. Like, give the roses while they're here. Unfortunately, we still see us getting killed in the streets.
Yeah.
Still. To this day.
Assassinated, hidden cover-ups, conspiracies. We see all of that. And I think the beauty of being a creator is that sometimes the art itself will speak longer than your life does. And
That's true.
so I think that's where we have to start dwelling when we talk about Black History Month, because we only get 28 days in a month where there's still President's Day and the Super Bowl. And anyway, so so I think let us that's the high point I want to leave on, is just like, let's celebrate the existence, right? Like celebrate the art, celebrate the fact that we are still capable of creating. Like there's so many things that have yet to be either discovered, created, painted, sung, written, and I think those are the things that we need to highlight versus such and such was a slave for 45 years of their life. They lost a foot, they ran away, and they saved other people, but they still ain't got no foot. And and I think we can then be able to be in a space where Josh could watch a movie like that about that history and not be able to like take up a machete later and be like, I am a revolutionary.
Josh, get down. No,
Right.
I am revolutionary.
Right. Like, why are you standing
Kill
on your desk
revolution,
chair?
can't kill revolution. You kill free fight, can't kill free. I'm done. Anywho, with that being said, I am gonna call last call for alcohol.
So I feel like we had like a little bit more time. I had a few questions, Justin.
Yeah.
So we don't have black cards anymore. We have what we call black ports.
Blackboards. Okay.
Black ports.
Oh,
so
black
like
ports.
passports.
Like a passport, but black.
Ah. Okay.
So
He got it.
the
He got there.
while we have that benefit of being able to pass through all these gates now and still assume the identity of blackness, I just had a few questions for you to see if you're able to get through still some of these gates.
Yeah. I will see.
So I need you to finish this phrase for me.
Oh.
He's a complicated man, and no one understands him but his woman. Who is he?
I
Shaq.
know this. There it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Now you got. Wait, is Sterling next? Are we going down?
I got Sterling. I'm going down the line.
Right.
Sterling. Which character from Martin lived on the 5th floor?
Ooh.
What?
Damn, I'd have felt that.
He said what?
Bro,
It's multiple choice.
Bro, man from the 5th floor.
My
Look,
nigga.
I'm gonna look like I'm going to leave the same way I came in.
Came in.
Through the window. Hey, Martin, your mom said what's up.
You got any sandwiches?
That sound.
That scratches.
None. Chilling.
Chill. Josh, according to Mama,
I'm wrong.
what does it mean if your hand itches? And there's multiple choice. I can give you the choices here.
Okay, give me the choices.
A, you got debt to pay. B, you're about to lose your hand. C, you need to wash your hand. D, you coming into some money.
Doom, doom.
Which hand is this?
When you're
Josh answered only the most pertinent of questions.
according to Mama,
Which hand?
what does it mean if your hand itches? Either one.
Oh, it's either one. I'm going to say that you're coming into some money, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you made it.
Is that
Oh,
is that
really?
final answer?
Yes.
Because
That was his final answer.
because I've heard it's when your left hand itches is that you're coming into money. I don't know. I have never heard anything about the right hand itching, so that's why I asked which hand.
I heard a couple things about it.
I've heard of different ways. Justin,
Yes.
if someone puts their hand on your hip, what is the appropriate response? A, I dip. B, we dip. C, you dip. D, all of the above.
I was literally playing it out. I'm like, I was like, no, I'm about to lose it. Oh,
still have
I'm
your
sorry.
lifelines.
D, all
You
of
have-
the above.
D, all of the above. All right.
Is that final answer?
Final answer.
My man is wild with these sound effects.
Shout out to Sterling.
Sterling, if they're climbing through your windows, you should hide A, your money, B, Easter eggs, C, kids and wife, D, television.
I might have to phone a friend on this one. No,
Really?
No. It's hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, because they snatch
All right.
your people up.
Everybody out here.
Josh, this is going to be the last question, and then we can wrap it up.
God damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My black heart's revoked.
According to Kanye,
Black cards are out.
according to Kanye, who doesn't have the answers? A, Taylor Swift. B, Beck. C, Jay-Z. Or D, Sway.
Oh, thank God. D, Sway.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. I was like, I hope if he's not on this list, I have no idea.
I kept them simple.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna call a close to the bar. Thank you for being with us this evening or day, whenever you're watching and or listening. If you're not seeing and you're just hearing, we got merch, y'all.
You got the merch, y'all.
I got the hoodie on of my sake gourd because I mean, God represent.
That's tight.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we got merch. It'll be up on the link of this episode, so definitely click on it and shop away to your heart's content. Please.
Yo, when you make your purchase, and once you get your hoodie, your shirt, whatever, if it's one of the 3 hosts drinking vessel, send us a picture. Let us know who's your favorite host.
Even if you get the logos. Ooh, don't do that. Don't tell us who's your favorite.
We all know who that is.
It's Sterling.
It's Big Dan. Rodan.
No, it's not. No, they are
Not that cantankerous motherfucker. Like, no.
Listen, I don't even think my logo is gonna get bought just because of how much disdain and cynicism I put through on these episodes.
Goodness.
But that being said, the link will be definitely in the episode.
Yes.
But if you buy any merch, take a picture.
Show us.
Please. We definitely, honestly, seriously, we would love to see you guys with your merch, you barflies with your merch, and I think that'd be dope. Big Dan, if you have any XP for us, please dish it out.
I do. I have an infinity scroll
Ooh.
that is for every listener. You can't see what's on the scroll yet, but the future of the culture is written on there. And so when you read it, you will find your place in how to better the future of the culture.
Wow.
And you get 50 XP. Why not?
Hey,
it's the last
nice.
episode. It's the last episode for Black History Month, so I'm being generous.
Do they level up?
No.
Sierra is
The
not
whole
involved.
hold on. The whole point of Black History Month is not for you to gain something from other black people. You have to find that level inside of yourself.
Wow.
But I gave you that XP.
Wow.
But we'll come back
J-Rod.
next month, and then maybe you'll level up. We'll see.
J-Rod, tell the people where we can find you, man. Let us know.
Please do.
You know, when I pop up, you know what I'm saying? Nah. So yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, haven't been too consistent these days, but you know, I'm just kind of chilling. But you can find me on YouTube, Pass the Vibes. Yeah, just Pass the Vibes YouTube channel. I'm streaming every once in a while on Twitch. Just Pass the Vibe Plays. No, I'm sorry. Whoa, I'm forgetting my own shit.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? That's how. That's how inconsistent
What you mean?
I
I
am.
made this.
I made this shit and I'm forgetting. All right, PTV Games. That's where you can find me on Twitch.
Okay.
I'm actually going to start streaming on YouTube because it's just going to be a lot easier just having stream and then it just automatically just gets put into my catalog. So I might start doing YouTube pretty soon. Yeah, have a episode of the Passive Vibes podcast, which you can find pretty much anywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google. Yeah, there's a link and the Passive Vibes Instagram, which is Passive Vibes Presents. And you can find pretty much everything there. My Twitter, the Facebook page. Yeah, you'll see me and everything else every so often. But yeah, just type in Passive Vibes Plays.
Oh, it's gonna be
Presents,
linked.
Games.
Link in
Oh,
the
the link will
description.
be in
the
the description.
Yo, y'all need me. Y'all need me to send like my cartoon head because y'all got some dope cartoon heads.
Yeah,
Who made those cartoon
yeah.
heads?
Send it if you want. If you got one, send it. That'd be dope.
Yeah, it's like it's cartoonized, but it's not like a legit cartoon drawing like you guys have. You professional motherfuckers.
Can we try?
Shout out to Dorado for drawing our cartoon.
Yeah, I like
Also
them.
be
They're-
linked in the
they're dope.
description.
Yep.
They're dope.
So, without further ado, we're gonna call it a close. Thank you, Justin. I do want to say that. Thank you, Justin,
Yeah, man,
for being
appreciate
on here.
it.
Thank
Definitely
you
want
guys
you on
for-
here again.
Thank you guys for letting me on. Hopefully I can come back. I didn't, disgrace myself or anywhere for the blurred, the
Nah,
blurred
yeah.
crew. The
No, not
Barfly.
yet.
You were good. Yeah, you were
Not
good this
yet.
time around. You got one more time.
I got whoop.
You got one more time to come on, and I mean, and we see how you go, and then like, ooh, that second time though, he wasn't. I don't
It's a
know.
He didn't say a
probationary
word.
period.
Oh.
He's
Probationary.
telling. He didn't even name his drink.
Right. Oh yeah! You never, come on! All right, no, legit, Justin. You got
name
your
10
drink.
seconds.
Name your drink, and legit, when we edit this, like, just cut it from there. Name your drink, and we'll cut it. Come on, do it. Come on, bro.
Stream of consciousness.